Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel to Only Movies, and today I'm going to be watching a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. So I am at the Alamo Drafthouse because they play a lot of classic movies compared to other movie theaters. So I'll give you my thoughts and reviews on this later on. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel to Only Movies, and today we're going to be talking about a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors, because over the weekend on Saturday night I watched the movie because my local movie theater is replaying the A Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and my movie theater they're playing the all 7 movies, but on every Saturday, like, well, what was it, not last Saturday but the week before, they were playing the first one, and then they're playing the 2 and 3 last Saturday, and then the next one they're gonna play the next 2, 4 and 5 next Saturday, and then the next last 2 they're gonna play the movie. And then the other thing is that since they play on Saturdays, the tickets go out real fast. Especially depends on which one is it too. Because number 3 seats were going out real fast. Number 1 was going out real fast. 2, not really. I still haven't checked out for the rest. But since they're already out on sale and stuff, you can buy them already. But I had to check them out because I'm telling you, when it's a good movie, a classic movie, when they play on the weekends, they go out real fast. The seats, the good seats too. You don't want to be up front and then you're going to be watching the movies like this and you're going to be hurting your neck and all, because I wouldn't want that. I haven't done that sitting up front seats since back in like the Dark Knight Rise, but that was a long time ago. Reserve your seats, because back then you didn't do that. You didn't reserve your seats. You go up in the box office. It's first come, first serve. So it's like we had to run to get the good seats. But now since they do reservation for your seats, you had to get them. So I recommend you to get your seats right away. Once you see a movie that you want to see so bad, get your tickets before they're all gone. And if you missed out on the weekend, they also play on the weekdays. But for me, it's kind of hard to watch movie theaters on the weekdays. I don't just do making YouTube videos. I have a job as well. This is like my side hobby and all. But anyways, for number 3, I saw Saturday. I missed number 2 because especially I was at Austin and I was heading home and I knew I wasn't going to make it to watch number 2. So I watched number 3. But they are going to play number 2 tonight. But like I said, I'm going to be really tired. It's going to be late. And but if you want to rewatch 2 and 3, they're going to play number 2 on Monday and number 3 on Wednesday here in your local theater at the Alamo Drafthouse. If I don't know if they're playing at your local place, but in my local place, they are, which is pretty amazing because every year when they play number 1, I always go watch it when I get the chance. And luckily this year they're playing all 7 films, so I got the chance to go watch number 3. And I love number 3. If people know me, I'm a big fan of number 3. Number 1, of course, always going to be a classic, but number 3, I say number 3 should have been the sequel to Freddy's movie instead of number 2, because there's more stuff to talk about for number 2. But for that, I'll make a separate video, do a review for number 2 as well. I won't forget about that, especially since it's spooky season month coming up and all. But I'll still do my reviews for the other ones as well. But number 3, I love number 3, especially the Dream Warriors with all the cast. There were amazing cast. I even met the cast as well. I met some of them. I can't say I met all of them. Yeah, I wish I met all of them. But I try to meet as much as I can. Of course, I met the man, the myth, the legend himself, Robert Englund. It was like really hard to meet him because when I tried to go meet him back in when he was 2 or 3 years ago in Dallas, man, it was a long line and they had a cut some of the lines and I was really close. Well, not even close, but feels like it was gonna be close, but it took forever and hours and all. But luckily I met him last year or the year before here in Houston, so it was amazing to meet him too. So I still want to meet the other cast. And then I pre-ordered this box set for all films of the Nightmare on Elm Street, so hopefully one day I could get those signed from all the cast, because I did get a little box figure sign and still book sign from Robert Englund, Heather Lang, and the box set one of the figure of NECA figure was signed by the 3 of the cast that I met. But it was pretty amazing. And what was so cool about before the movie started, they were playing the music from they played it during the movie too, but there's a music video of the band called I probably gotta get this wrong, Decan, or sorry, I always get it, I can't seem to say it right, like I want to say Dokken or Dekken. Sorry if I get it badly wrong, but they played the song Dream Warriors, and they were playing the music video before the movie started. It was really cool because I love that music. You know, and of course some the bands some of the, I want to say one more other song plays in it, Into the Fire, when the movie's starting as well, but it's still amazing to see that. But other than that, I love how they did with the kill scenes for each of the Dream Warriors. My favorite one I love so bad is well, there's two favorite, but my first favorite one is when if you haven't seen this movie, hopefully I'm not spoiling it, but it's gonna be a spoiler. When Freddy is like the little puppet and he comes to life, life size, and then one of the character is he usually sleepwalks, and but for Freddy, what he does is like slits his wrist and his legs and stuff, and the veins and the muscle parts, like he uses it as the string as a puppet, and he's walking and stuff like that's like really some messed up stuff. But the other one too, I like the TV one part when he said "fuck the prime time bitch." That's a good scene as well. Like I said, there's so many stuff in this number 3 that they did a little more from number 1, and of course number 2. But number 2 didn't involve with the dream world, and this one involved more with the dream world because, like I said, he's picking on these kids who are like really smart kids and all, but they go to suicidal and drugs and stuff like that, and sadly, like because they're being haunted by Freddy and stuff, and they don't know why. But luckily, Heather Lang, she comes to the rescue and helps them resolve that question and all that, wondering why this mystery killer or boogeyman, like they say, is killing them in their dreams and stuff. Because I would be wondering the same thing too, like why he's picking on me. But like I said, it's really amazing, especially the ending, like the way they kill off Freddy and all. I said number 3 shouldn't have been the end for Freddy, but of course Hollywood, like I said, all the time, Hollywood's all they think about at money, money, money. But anyways, like I said, this was one of my favorite ones. Like it was really, I wouldn't say too dark, but there was a little humor as well. Of course, like I know people were laughing part when one of the characters was the wizard, because of Dungeons and Dragons, because he's a nerd and all, but because that's like the earlier Harry Potter in the 80s and all. But anyways, yeah, it's like it's not as dark like the first one, but like I said, it's still good because it involves more with the dream world and stuff, and it's not too silly. It goes more silly once you hit number 4 and all the way to the rest of it until the New Nightmare. Then they go back to being dark again. But this one, like I said, this was one of my favorite one. Out of, like, I want to say prequel, well, it could have been a sequel, like I said, in my opinion. I know some people will say that I'm wrong and all, but you could let me know down in the comments on that. And of course, the other thing is their prosthetic work on the makeup for Freddy was really amazing, and the special effects they did, because it was back in the 80s. They didn't have like CGI like nowadays and do all this other stuff. But back then they did puppet work and all that, which was really amazing how they did the Snake Freddy, like I said, the TV Freddy and all that. It was all hard work. It was blood, sweat, and tears for it. Not like nowadays, it's real easy to do with AI and all that stuff. That's why, for my opinion, I say it's better to keep Freddy just the classic. If you want to watch Freddy, watch the 80s one, the classic Freddy. I really didn't like to see the reboot. I don't want them to remake it. I know there's always been talk that they want to do a reboot for it. The Blumhouse or some other company are trying to get the rights for it. But they always do that for any horror movies, because we've seen it for Michael Myers, Jason, and a few other classic horror movies. But like I said, I want them to keep it, just leave the original alone. Just think of a new idea and stuff. Like, I hear the new Black Phone 2 is kind of does inspiration from Freddy with the Nightmare and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go watch that film and see how that goes too. But if they have inspiration from the dream world and stuff like that, hey, there you go. You can make up a new horror villain for it, but Hollywood doesn't want to do that. They always want to use their IP and all that stuff. But like I said, all their hard work with the prosthetics and all that stuff, makeup effects, those are really amazing. I love the 80s horror movies. For me, those are the best year to do horror films, especially like reboots, even though I'm not a big fan of reboots, but there's a lot of reboots for 80s horror movies. There's The Thing, The Fly, and so many more. And then we can't forget about the music. The music was amazing, so I can't forget about that. The music hit real hard, especially for 80s heavy metal music. But yeah, like I said, this was a really amazing job for what they did. And you can see it. It's still, you could, after 50 years or so, you could still watch this film and say, it was like, wow, that was really amazing. I know some people are saying, oh, I'm not scared of it. It was like, well, that's not the point. The point is you're being entertained, enjoyed. So for my rating for this film, of course, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, they had so many of the dark horror stuff, and they had a few comedy stuff. The kills were really good. The prosthetics, of course, all that were really amazing. The hard work they put into this film. The music was amazing. Like I said, the cast and everything had a great chemistry as well. And of course, the man himself, Robert Englund, did an amazing job as playing Freddy Krueger. He always plays an amazing job as Freddy Krueger. And since Freddy vs. Jason. Hopefully you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.